You alright? Hello. Hello. And welcome to a stream. How are we? Are we well? It's Sunday, apparently. Yeah. It's one of those days that comes after a Saturday and before a Monday. And yeah, I should get some music to accompany such a Sunday-ish feel. I don't know what a Sunday-ish feel is precisely. At least if we want to skirt around copyright. Well, if we want to skirt around copyright, it would be nothing on my stuff. Or Adrian von Ziegler. But we won't have that. Yeah. How are we? Are we well? I hope we're well. Where music? I mean, we could do, continuing the theme, we could do Castlevania. That's very Sunday-ish, I'm sure. I mean, there's churches and stuff, I guess. That's a Sunday-ish thing, isn't it? I go? Yeah, let's go. Cool. Ah, it's the 90s. Right. Hello, and welcome to a stream. There we go, we can get rid of that. I haven't drawn anything today. This is the first thing I've drawn. So, hi. How goes? How you doing, Ragdoll? Getting all prepped and ready for the 2021 educational melee? Yeah. So today, I thought I'd do some doodles. Because apparently I should. Apparently that's a thing, you know, if you have a brand where that brand involves drawing things, you should probably draw some things. Yeah, and one of the things that's on my to-do list that I've been meaning to do for 3.5 weeks now is draw a character that we came up with over at Darkstream. The character of Tip, who is a character who exists in all games and who is the person who gives you all of the advice and tooltips and all those sorts of things. And I thought it'd be fun to doodle them in various different games. But first, we got to know what they look like. All I know is that they should be cheeky and have a top hat. That's all I've got. So we'll work it out. We'll work it out as we go. Yeah. Haven't drawn anything today. Have I mentioned that? So it should be like kind of. Hang on, how about like that? That's how they give you the tips. Betwixt the fingers. Yeah. So yeah, I don't really have much to say today, because I basically spent the weekend playing Final Fantasy VIII. Which is a weird thing to want to do after ripping it to pieces on stream. But such is the way of things. Are we going? I'm kind of thinking. Don't want to go too much. The weird ending of the prisoner. But also not too much the Artful Dodger. Yeah. Not quite so jaunty. You're jaunty, but you're not that jaunty. Crumple towards that side, perhaps. So it leans over a bit. It's a miss with a weapon. I expect no less. How you doing? You alright? You doing okay? They should have a kind of chubby, a little bit of a substance to their face. You're watching without sound. Yes, it is. alas, I cannot write. You can get extensions for Twitch where you have like automatically generated closed captions, which is pretty cool. Oh good, you went for a nap and passed out for too long and now you're a bit disoriented. Well, I hope at least the refreshment of the nap outweighs the disorientation once it's gone. I guess it's easy to outweigh something when it's not there, but yeah. So I don't really know what this is supposed to look like, but we're giving it a go. Also, bloody saddle-shaped things, really annoying. An artist you watch on here has a fun closed caption bot. Cool. Which messes up and makes us say strange things, and it's wonderful. Great. Anyway, how am I? I'm plodding along. I had a strange meal that was somewhere in between a shepherd's pie and a lasagna, and better than one, but not better than the other. I'll let you guess which. But other than that, yeah. I had a meal, I can't complain. They shouldn't have a cane. What would Tip need? Tip would need somewhere to put all of the tips. So there's like a satchel bag or something, right? Because there are many tips. Many tips to be had. You must be given advice, and there is much advice to be given. A shepherd's lasagna. I think we called it an Irish lasagna, because we're very reductive in that sense. We see a potato, we think Ireland. That's as far as our brains go. Auto captions can be pretty wild. I happen to do captions for videos from one of your classes, and the words auto caption choose are an experience. Yeah, they don't. The problem is that the concept of analyzing typical word usage in an unknown context with a random English speaker is a much bigger problem than what word does that audio clip seem closest to. And yeah, it's going to be a while before we get the former, but we have the latter right now. So the best so far has been, so we're going to let ourselves have some wine. I mean, that sounds about right. Why not? Got to start the year off right if you're going into mathematical education. You have a big old collar like this. Yeah, I'm avoiding the face because I still don't quite know what to do for that. Again, it doesn't really matter all that much because, like I say, tip exists in all worlds, and as a consequence, there is a form of them. You know, in Remnant, there's a form in Final Fantasy games. There's a form in Dishonored. They're gonna change their appearance. Generally speaking, a bit raggedy. Again, trying to avoid the Artful Dodger if I can. But I feel like they've got to go through the whole game collecting advice for you. They've got a big old job on their hands, and it's going to be difficult. What if there's no face? Oh, that's a bit weird. The most recent CC fail for this artist was, right, I'll stop farting now and we can get down to the hilarity. Now that the typical Twitch farting business is over. You cannot get your advertising bucks from Mr. Bezos unless you've had your daily round of farts. We know this. I think I had a look at... I didn't realise I was even making money from ads on here. But apparently I made 55 cents in ads last year. So that's fun. Hope you all enjoyed those ads. I got 55 cents out of it. Yeah, ad block. Wow, whoa. Rolling it in. I would have thought that was deliberate if I didn't see it happen in real time. I'm rolling in it. See? Mistakes can be made in all sides of the conversation. It is usually me, though. So, yeah. I don't know. Twitch isn't a... Unless you were in it right at the start and you have a hefty old following now, you ain't gonna make money out of Twitch. That's that straightforward. I just do it for good times with friends. Also, Tip has 4 fingers here, which is not my usual style. Although sometimes it's like, you know, if someone sticks up the middle finger or something, it looks really weird with 3 fingers. It doesn't look right. There are certain hand shapes that just work better with 4 fingers. Maybe some sort of like... I don't know, yeah, maybe it's better if the face is covered. Because you never see, like... You would expect, if Tip was a well-known face among these things, you would expect their face to be more prevalent when a tip is given to you in a game. So perhaps maybe they're a bit shy. They're enthusiastic, but they don't want themselves... They don't want to be the centre of attention. They're just here to help. So yeah, maybe they've got like a big old scarf or something. I don't know. Befriend your silly sausage for a bit. Who is Tip? Tip is a character that we made up over on the over on Dark Stream during the Remnant playthroughs. Whenever there's a loading screen with game-based advice on it, it's captioned with the word Tip, and I pretended that was a person. And we came to the conclusion that there is a person in all games who gives you advice, and they are called Tip. So this is our trans-dimensional advice giver. I love them. They're trying their best. They're here to help you. They might be annoying at times, but they're just a bit over-enthusiastic. It's fine. Transdimensional information provider. There we go. I was kind of trying to do that for the title, but I didn't quite get there because I set up about 5 minutes before I needed to stream. This really should be going like that, shouldn't it? Okay, cool. If you don't know how to draw a complicated shape, plot it out using simple shapes. This has been Crispy's art advice. You're welcome, internet. Can't even maintain the accent. Do they get along with Navi? Navi might be Tip in disguise. I'm not sure. Because again, maybe Tip is the... Maybe if there is another personality who wants to be more at the front of things, maybe he'll just give the advice over to them. And he's like, okay, cool, there you go. I've given the advice, I've done my job. Off to the next gig. And then Navi just sort of takes it over. He's a contractor, he's agency work. Navi's the face of the Ocarina Advisory Board, but Tip is the workhorse. How long do legs go? Maybe it's a Nurse Joy situation and there's more than one Tip. Ooh, maybe. Ah, somebody did a cover of my music. I imagine maybe the souls are coming off. They move around a lot. They're always there when you go for a loading screen. They've got to know everything about everything in the game. I'm not even going to pretend I understand how these trousers work. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Is it going to work better? A little bit. Nah, too much. Keep it simple. You should get a tip jar. Tip. Always remember to tip your tip. Yeah, don't. Their anatomy has not been fact checked. We do the October, do the old October of just. I don't know what to do with this hand. Let's have it be clasping the the satchel strap. No, we can do something better than that. Also, doesn't look very good. They're interdimensional. Anatomy. Never heard of her. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. Don't fret. I am a professional artist. Which obviously means I know everything about art. And anybody who disagrees is a Philistine. I imagine, hang on, I imagine they probably got like binoculars. Because they're out and about, they're searching for things to tell you about, right? They're trying to find the things so that you can know when you get to them. They're going to need... or maybe, hang on, let's... We've got two problems here. We have a hand that we don't know what to do with, and we have somewhere to put binoculars. If you have two problems in art, see if you can't solve them both in the same way. I guess that's also okay advice for real life. If you've got two problems, see if they cancel each other out. No sense trying to solve them both individually if they're both self-solving. Sure there's a better word for that. Is there a better word for that? I don't know. Now let's have them actually holding it like binoculars. That makes more sense. Probably pointing down because he's not using them at the moment. What are words? I don't know. I did ask somebody once, but I didn't understand what they said. Also, this is a song. Should probably skip it. Songs are usually bad for the YouTube algorithm. So is everybody's weekend going utterly fantastically? Besides overlong naps. And lack of sound. Feel free not to answer that last one. There's a tip. I was going to write something in response to that, but I couldn't think of anything to write that was succinct. I kind of want them to be giving an avuncular wink, but at the same time, I feel like there's enough there's enough cliches going on here. You went to work, did work, was leaving work, and they told you you were meant to be off. Well, I hope you got paid for it. We had great game times with friends yesterday, so it's all good. Wonderful. I assumed it was game time with friends. What with the fact that we mentioned that there are now giant cats in Grim Fandango, and you didn't scream. So I took that as an assumption. Done straight, you got paid. That's the attitude. Yeah, there's big old kitten cats. Get the enthusiasm.
Cats.
There we go. Thanks, Hazel. Yeah. We don't really see them. We see a stuffed one, but there's cat races is now a thing going on in the Grim Fandango universe. Big old cats being raced in a casino, well, not in a casino, in a auditorium outside of a casino. There's also there's bees who are struggling to get union work. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the lore of that game at the moment, but it's something. Oh, and we own a restaurant now. Free the cats, free the bees. They're well house trained. We found that out. And they have big old cans of tuna or whatever food. I don't think we need hair. I don't think they need hair. Is the avuncularity sufficient for Tip? I think so. Tip number 74. Free the cats, free the bees! Well, I don't know about freeing the cats, but we're trying with the bees, at least. I say trying. I think we're trying to get a union card off of them, but... It's got that weird double fineness about it. That I don't really know what's going on at this point. I don't know what's going to be happening in the next hour, and I don't particularly mind. So, yeah. Okay, well, there's a tip. There's one. There's an singular tip. Now let's draw some more. For tip exists in many games. I guess the easy one would be... Oops. Stop doing that. Thank you very much. Does look a little more like something out of Rayman than the Rayman 2 character. How can we make this more Zelda-y? How can we? What would a top hat? Do we have? Are there top hats in Zelda? There's a question. Has anybody worn a top hat in a Zelda game before? Possibly excluding the old CDI games. You do not know this game, so can I help? You were the one who said Navi. You suggested it. I blame you. I have played this game and I don't know. Maybe it's like... Oh no, that knife is getting a lot of use. Maybe it's because they're like a forest sprite, maybe, instead of having like... Well, actually that would work, wouldn't it? Maybe it's not like a hat, it's just made of wood, like a log. And the rest is just leaves. This character in Spirit Tracks who wears 2 top hats. That's excessive. Yeah, that's excessive. It seems very happy about it, though. Look at that. Definitely looks trustworthy. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, and I'm alright with the idea of a scarf. Again, I don't really know anyone in Zelda with a scarf, but that's not beyond the realms of possibility. They have other clothes. Top hat is a very peculiar sort of hat, so who knows which way they're facing. Okay, right, cool. There's 2 tips. 2 tips for the price of 1. Next, since it came from Remnant, I should probably do a Remnant one. And I want it to be a little root goblin. Where are, I don't know what they're called. I call them root goblins. And of course I'm getting pictures of bits left over from root canal surgery. Thanks internet. Hollow? Are they called hollows? Ah, it's Dark Souls. Hollow, cool. There they are, cool. So there's another round one. Go this way. This one kind of works because there's already a sort of head covering. This one should also work with a block of wood, but I'm sure we can come up with something better. So how are we going to do this precisely? Hello, it is. Is it? Good to know. How you doing? Aye, there we go. How you doing? You having a good day? Should we have the scarf over the top or underneath? Underneath makes more sense, I think. That's all you need to make a friend. Just need... You're good, you were practicing characters that talk very slowly, so blame that. That's fair. Doing more turtle friends. I don't quite know how to do this because it's... It doesn't need a bag, I suppose. So let's have that go like that. Well, it should go over the arm, I guess. That's where it should go. So we can have this coming down like that, and then going like that. That's how satchels work. Yep. What would remnant binoculars look like? Oh, you're a resident. That's the word I'm thinking of. You're a resident remnant expert. There's a weird sentence. Are there binoculars in remnant? A regular resident remnant expert. There are sniper scopes, so there are binoculars. They're monoculars, I believe. This tip, yeah, this tip. Here's a various. There's his normal tip, his Legend of Zelda tip, his Remnant tip. They exist in all games. Let's look at the clothes from Remnant, because they're very over-designed. I could take some ideas. They're not very over-designed. There's lots of layers. You get very warm in the world of Remnant. Can you pass me your binoculars? Oh, I only have 2 binoculars. There is a difference. You have to set up binoculars very carefully. If they go slightly out of alignment, they don't work. There are already scarves in Remnant, so that helps. Maybe it's like, hang on, maybe it's a copy of the old Western hat, but it's it's a top hat version. So it's got a big old wide brim. Still a bit beaten up though. Depends which ones the adventurer's gear is basic. Yeah. Again, it's just like this one is wearing a top, and then a leather jacket, and then an overcoat over the top of that, and then things over the overcoat. And the leather jacket has a hood coming from underneath the overcoat. It's just like, I don't know. Many scarves, lots of leather and cloaks, indeed. Yeah, so let's just get basic form of the arm going on here. That, with the hand like that. Now let's twist it all around because it's a root. It's not rope, it's roots. Or at the very least, it's a tree. Something that looks like wood. Only as a goblin friend. Yeah, I don't really have much to say today. As I say, just been sort of playing Final Fantasy VIII and realizing things were worse than I thought. Although I will say, with a very careful naming of things earlier on in the game, you can get, in the middle of a climactic moment, which we will get to in a couple of weeks, you can get on the screen the words "unto bollocks" appear on the screen. So that's fun. I was just a little bit too slow on getting the screenshot for that, but it made me laugh. You're fine, I'm doodling away with you too. Oh yeah, how's your hand? Is your wrist all right now? Don't do too much. Don't overdo it. If ever you mess, I mean that just happens in games. You can name stuff, I guess, but yeah, the fact that I wanted to call what I called the bollocks and that happened is indicative of what I think of the game and the fact that I'm playing it again. I have a weird relationship with that game. It's growling, but you were told to use it, so you are. Okay, be careful. Part of the fun of being able to name things. Exactly. That's actually the thing. I did not notice this until I'm using a lighter colour than I should. That's weird. I did not notice this until a playthrough I literally just started. I finished the Steam version. You can play at like 3 times speed, so you can just blitz through the game. It's great. And I did a randomizer, and I got overpowered in the first hour. It was wonderful. But I didn't realise until I played this game. You hardly name anyone. You name all of your Pokemon, you name all your Guardian Forces, but like Pikachu, Jenny, Velma, you don't name any of them. I think there are 2 characters in the game you name. No, 3. There's Simon, Cheery, and Jive. They're the only 3 I can think of that you name. And I'd never thought about that. I never thought about that. It's very restrictive in naming. And just a week of Goblin Art. You mean you kind of have to? Oh, you're doing little doodles for something called Goblin Week, which starts today. Ah. Well, here's a little root goblin. I don't know if anybody but me calls these root goblins. I do, and that's what's important. Yeah, how's the scarf gonna work here? I call them root goblins because they're small, they come in hordes, And they go, like that. What are the... Oh, it doesn't matter, we can use the scarf, it's fine. They're just a scarf. That's all you need to know. I'm just a scarf. Trying to think what else we could do here. You call them melee range, or waste of bullets. I know they're hollows, I looked it up to try and find reference. Yeah. Talking about Souls-like and talking about hollows. It's a bit redundant. So yeah, any other games that you want to see Tip in? I'm sure I will draw them in many as time goes on. And are you still watching without sound? Goodness, human Tip, don't know what he's drawn since then. This is all the Tip, and this is the prominent Tip. Can I think of any game you have ever had a Tip in now? They're all over the place. You usually ignore them. I guess all the Souls games have the item descriptions and such that appear in loading screens. Well, do they appear in loading screens? They do in Bloodborne. Post-patch. Because the loading screens took so long, they decided to put something there. XCOM? So what, like a sectoid? A sectoid Tip? Is there a better one? Is there a better thing that could be a... Oh, little sort of flying drone or something. What sort of make it? Something zippy, you know? Something that can zip around.
Sigh.
Sigh. Ah, those were the days. One day we'll play XCOM 2. And you will get shot so many times. What's a zippy floaty enemy in XCOM? You are excited for that day. Well, it's not going to happen this year. Why are people tipping over signs in Pokemon? Because they're very rude. Is there a Route 69 somewhere in Pokemon? Sectoid in Brantford's jumper? I don't know the words you're saying. You're saying words to me, and I just don't understand them. Let's have a look. Oh, there are the tentacle things. I don't think that's not a tip. Tip ain't a tentacle thing. Lies, you know two of them at least. Yes, in and jumper. I'm still looking at... That's Skyrim. What? It's showing me Skyrim. What type of XCOM? I thought there was a little flying thing. There are the things around the cyber disk. What are they called? Repair drones. Is that what they're called? I still remember seeing that cyber disk unfurl in front of me, and I was like, oh no! Because they don't do that in the original game, and it was very scary. Show me the drone. What a moment. And then someone died, can't remember who. Okay, there we are. Here's a drone. I see a drone. I have a picture of a drone that is apparently in XCOM. I'm going to use that as my reference. It does have a bit of Portal about it. There is no Route 69 in Pokemon as far as you can tell. Such a shame. Yeah, so you're going to have the... Can it? This is not a good angle to be drawing this at. Like this, and then you have it like that, and then you have it like this. If you're gonna have it poking out, it's gonna be further forwards, so that the base lines up with the correct circle on the face of the thing. More art tips from Crispy. You're very welcome. Just gotta get the basic form of it down first. And then we'll customize as well. Tip can. Does XCOM music get copyright striked on YouTube? That's one I haven't really thought about before. Right, I don't know what's going on with the back half. Something or other. There you go, that looks vaguely super futuristic and sci-fi and stuff. Right. Now let's get these attached roughly. Stand by your comment of, you'll go, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Did you say? I can't remember. And on the game music protection bracket. That doesn't stop Cuphead, Final Fantasy VIII, some Castlevania tracks, usually ones with vocals. Yeah, it's all music. It's all music, and it can all be copyrighted by the original composer and performers. There's this weird myth that games music does not get caught. And it is a myth. A factoid, if you will. For factoids are incorrect. Anyway, how are we going to incorporate a top hat and a scarf into this? Hang on. There we go. Just got a magnifying lens. The little flash. We have a whole new week ahead of us. Does anybody have any wondrous plans for the new week? It's not going to look good. Let's put it that way then. Then that's not going to look great either. You're nervous to make plans? That makes sense. How do you do a sci-fi top hat? I don't know. Ask Aldous Huxley. You put a radio in it. Yeah, 2 days off to finish XCOM 2 again and plan for RPGs. Cool. Once your classes calm down, you'll be gaming again. Yeah. Wunderbar. I can't remember what some of these lines mean. What's this line? I don't know. I remember what that line is. That was like supposed to go like that, right? I think that was a thing going up. That looks terrible. Look at that. It looks awful. How about instead of something big, because we've got quite a lot going on in this design already. How about we do it simpler, a little more minimalist. Let's go back and get reference for the drone. So I know how to finish this off. Okay, cool. So we have these going back like that, and then the ring going round. So these are supposed to be quite a lot further away than I've drawn them. This is the problem with angular things. You got to make the angles look good. It's like, oh yeah, but it's not organic. You don't have to worry about organic curves and muscles and things like that. No, but you got to make all the lines be straight and straight with each other and angles, geometry, in drawing. Seriously? Can't expect me to do both of those things. It's not like I'm an artist with a PhD in math. What other games throw tips at you? Loads. Let's try to work out like just some sort of small, like, there we go. You got a little top hat sort of thing. Sci-fi top hat. Yeah, got a bit. I prefer all the other ones. This one, not so fantastic, but you know, it's very tippy. I don't know. Old games like Spyro Medieval. I mean, this is Ocarina of Time. I don't know. Don't know how old we want to go. These have all been so recent. Well, Medieval, they're the books, aren't they? The books are the tips. So I guess there have to be a writer of some description, leaving all the books lying around. Okay, we can work with that. That's not how you spell. It's the worst spelling of medieval. I keep spelling it right. Stop spelling it right. It's evil. It's a pun. Why not give a Soulsborne as a treat? Because like, that's where do you begin? Where do you even start? Okay. Patches, he gives great tips. Yeah, he tells you where there's treasure. And he's not wrong. How would hand do? The medieval soundtrack's another one that gets copyright strike quite a lot. Well, not copyright strike, copyright claimed. In Gears 3, if you help him out and he kicks you down the right path. Does he? Oh, in the Ring City, yeah. Well, before that, he helps you out in general. He tells you where there's a Titanite slab, and if you don't get it yourself, he'll get it for you, which is nice. So how... I have the art book for the medieval remake. I should probably be looking through that. And by I have the art book, what I mean is I screenshotted every single piece of it because you can't take it off the PS4. I also have all the concept art for Final Fantasy IX, and I had to get all that individually as well, because I'm like that. Right, let's find some inspiration. Inspiratione. What we got going on for NPCs and such? There's not really... I mean, there's the villagers, I guess. Is there any concept art of any of this? Mostly objects and places at the moment. Ah, friends and foes. Here we go. Oh, that's a nice coat. Might have that. Okay. I don't think they'd be armored. I don't think they're not a fighter. Okay, yeah. Okay. So generally speaking, we've got to have sort of some nice... The proportions exaggerate greatly from a bit of a wide stance. From IP to IP. They're not always short and stock. Yeah, Skelly Bob too? I imagine so. In the world of medieval, most people are. By which I mean one person is. I don't know if they have eyes. That's how fingers do, absolutely, don't worry about it. Not even finger bones. I wonder if they make another one. I'm not sure. I don't know how well the remake did. And obviously it's a lot more work to make a new one than it is to remake an old one. You love Skelly Tip. They're having a think. So what do I put here? What would be the most helpful for the player? Gotta have that sort of Burton-esque exaggeration with lots of concave surfaces and such. I do like... Gonna steal the coat from the Phantom of the Opera, basically. Because it feels quite tippy. It's not as fun. More dynamic, otherwise it looks a bit too straight. Or go completely the other way. Yeah, there we go. Get some good shapes going on. Yeah, and exaggerate those curves. Bring concavity into the mix. And no, that's not a cat from Cats. Second one's in development for a remake, but nothing about number 3 being a possibility. Oh, interesting. I haven't played the second one, so that might be fun. Oh, this is a song. This is a song. Go away. You're going to give me copyright claims. That's the end theme. I need more music. Can't play medieval music. That's bad. I have it. Can't play it. Although I am working on a piece of music that sounds quite a lot like it's from medieval, so I'm looking forward to finishing that one. But for now, something else. Let's do a thing. Hollow Knight. We haven't had Hollow Knight for a bit. Probably should do Hollow Knight. Why not? I need more game soundtracks. I need more game soundtracks by people who aren't litigious. Oh yeah, I was going to do binoculars. How are you going to do binoculars in this style? Again, I imagine... Is there like a telescope or something? Something I can use as inspo? There's the clocks and stuff. It's mostly sort of texture. There's some lovely paintings were made for the... The amount of great work that goes into concept art for games is just so wasted on never being seen. I'll work it out. Second one's cool, set in London Museum, never beat it. That's... What a glowing review. Let's exaggerate those. Do we want to do more concave? Will do. Okay. Do we want... No, I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. Big old boots. They're very sort of thin. Again, let's get Burton-esque with this. I've never really done any Burton-esque things. That doesn't answer the question as to whether or not to make these skinny or otherwise. I'll also mess with the lengths a bit. Stick with the top hat motif. Yeah. Could do with some cleaning up, but as a picture, not entirely dissatisfied with it. Doesn't have a satchel this time, but I thought I'd just complicate matters. I guess they don't need a satchel if they're leaving their tips in books. How am I gonna do? I had an idea of the hat being an inkwell, but I'm not sure how to make that obvious. One idea would be to have sort of the lid up and then just sort of residue of ink. Does that work, or does that kind of, is that a bit gimmicky? I mean, it's gimmicky, but is it too gimmicky? Also, I do feel like the bottom half could do with a bit more. Just a bit more. Not sure if it reads too well. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice idea. But... Okay, in that case, we're just going to have one balancing on the top. Thank you for this lovely calming music, Mr. Larkin. Well, there's Skelly Bob tip. Doing their best coming up with, because they've got to make their tips rhyme in this game. If I remember correctly. I probably don't. So, never mind. What other games are there? Someone else mentioned something. I said Soulsborne. Ooh. That's quite a pickle. Pokemon signs. Would there be a Pokemon? Would there be a Mr. Mime just to annoy Jimmy? What would be like a sign-making Pokemon? And my first thought was Sudowoodo. That would be funny. Jimmy won't know you're doing till you do it. Well, you've said that now. Oh, Smeargle, there's an idea, yeah. Smigler. Bloody spell today. It's fine. How to make this design work with this? Oh, and it's one of those designs where there's 2 fingers, not even 3. Okay. Well, we'll give it a go. See how it goes. I'll leave that there. Give people space. Have you ever noticed people only says it's fine when it's not? I don't know. Maybe anti-confirmation bias. I'm thinking of a... Okay, yes. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Now, it doesn't quite work with how short the legs are, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out. Never drawn a Smeagol before. I do like this, this new stream idea of I draw something and Chippy has to guess what it is. Without knowing, without listening. Puff out a bit more there. No, wait, I was trying to do it like that. Does that work? If it does, that foot doesn't. Why is this the one that's giving me trouble? Do I do the head as the hat? Because it's already, the head is kind of a beret. So, or do we put a hat? I think we put a hat on top of that, maybe. There's already a kind of scarf thing going on, really. Yes. Do it. Well, okay. This is not an entirely successful Smeagol, but you know, you get what you get. How's this gonna work? Are we sure we want this? Frame Twitch man, how dare? Absolute dare. How indeed dare? How dare? How dare? Daring? Precisely how? Does that look right? No, it doesn't. We tried, we failed. Right. Maybe then, instead of a top hat, they just need like one of these. A kind of fezzy sort of thing. Because they've already got the bottom bit. We are rather going away from the brief here, but also, do we need to cover? Probably need to cover the face again. We've got to retain some sort of tipness about this, as much as I like the tongue sticking out. Just as a flower pot shoved on there. I like that better. Flower pot. You make do, you know? No one really pays for this job. You make do. Yeah, Smiggle's hand is weird. Smiggle has weird hands. Judging the Pawmon. Look, it's not their fault. It's not their fault they have weird, weird hands. It's Arceus's fault. They made them this way. Let's just say that's going behind, because it probably would be. Are we doing that? Yeah, at this point we're doing that, aren't we? Okay, fair enough. Sometimes it's Tip's job to find the information, other times it's Tip's job to get that information out there. They're very busy. They can also multitask. You know when you have an idea for a drawing and you're like, why did I just choose this pose? Did you see the whole thing going on here? Yes, I do. Are you having fun times with goblins? Fun pose time with goblinos. You must wait the next gym to proceed, or some arbitrary reason will stop you. Exactly. Tip makes no judgment on the game that they're employed to signpost. Their job is just to do the signs, just to help the players, and that's all they need. How to draw one falling into a cup of coffee. It depends on what stage of the falling is happening. Also, I don't like how long this sign is. There we go. Terraforming. Yeah, that's probably going there. I have to say you definitely done a level up with my art. What? Since when? I didn't hear a ding. What? I want a ding! Good of them falling off from a height, one leg on the rim, others in wild angles as they vainly try and stop it. I was thinking of a kind of,
Ding.
ding! Just to kind of flapping their arms as they face the inevitability of falling in. Flap lines. Like that. That's what I was thinking. Dang! I'm thinking of that Mitchell and Webb sketch now. Dang! Dang, dang, dang! Are there any tips in Metal Gear Solid? That could be another one. Well, there are, but they are characters. So that's, you know, they're usually people on a codec. So we're just going to assume Mei Ling is Tip in disguise. You draw someone with a bunch of faces on string, and they would just swap them out. What? was going to say Hitman, but then remembered that's just Diana. That is, well, kind of. Somebody also writes up reports of, like, just random bit, you know, like, quad bike keys. Keys to the quad bike. Like, Diana didn't say that. Someone had to write that. Just a bored intern at the CDC. Oh, Frame Man, please. You're jealous of Tip. Tip dressed up as Diana. Frame Man. Frame me a frame. Do. And then just leave me. Never want to see you again. Leave! It's 69. Nice. Frame Man. Seems to have settled down a little bit now. It hasn't been too bad. The past few streams haven't been too. Turns out, putting the Wi-Fi receiver somewhere that it can receive Wi-Fi, you know, like not on the other side of a wall. Oh no, Frame Man disagrees. Did I say something wrong? Might have said something wrong. Other games. Fallout. There's a tip in that, and whole videos about tips to surviving the bombs after the fall. Okay, sort of like a sort of Pip-Boy tip, Vault Boy. Sort of tip in that style. I don't know why I didn't expect weird art when I typed Vault Boy into image search. Okay, so I guess it's difficult because what makes that style is kind of defined by the face. Frame Man, shush. How do I make that work? You see Puppet Man and that he's in Smash, you forgot that happened. Puppet Man? What? I ask as if I know anything about Smash. People like talking about Smash occasionally. I assume they release new characters or something. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to do this style without the facial features, because that's kind of what makes it. Why? Why that? Why is that a thing? And why is that in Smash? What? I think I might have to skip this one. I can't see it working in my head yet. Maybe if I took the Fallout 4 concept art book from underneath the tablet that I'm using at the moment, maybe I could get some more inspiration. Yeah, I'll have to think of something else for now. No, that's just Puppet Man, he's not in Smash. You just said you see Puppet Man and that he's in Smash. What? I'm confused. Remember, other people talk about Smash. I don't know anything about Smash. It's Smash. It's Smash. It's Smash. It's kinda square. Down. There's a reference. So, what else then? If it's not Fallout. When Pip-Boy, not Puppet Man. I kind of ascertained that. When you're doing quite a good stream with good drawings and you completely lose track of anything that you're doing. Stick with me, VOD people. I know you're trying to skip ahead at this point. Stream people, you don't have a choice. You don't have control of time. There's not really tips in Hollow Knight, is there? And even then, you know, like map bits and things like that, and the things about all the enemies and the things about all the amulet things, they are characters who write those. So, you have a pause button, yeah, but that's kind of the opposite. What else do we have? There aren't really tips in the Grim Fandango, are there? That's just, it's all internal monologue. I do Salt and Sanctuary, but I don't actually like the art style of Salt and Sanctuary. I never did play that on stream. I need to play Salt and Sanctuary on stream at some point. And by at some point, I mean next year, because it's violent. But it's basically 2D Souls, and it's very good because it has its whole own thing going on, and it's great. But it was made by 4 people, and the art is not fantastic because it's big. It's a big game. Off? Are there tips in Off? I kind of want to try Off anyway. Because the art style of Off is weird. And also not good, in a sense. The art style of Off just isn't that good, but that's part of it. I wouldn't want it to be any better, if that makes sense. There's some very good fan art of it, though. Oh, look, it's the main character in a dress. Chibi would approve. Okay, let's try Off. See how this goes. Yeah, I really don't know how this is going to go. But I feel like there's a little bit more license here, and it might be a bit more obvious what game it is than Fallout. So I'm going to go with the sort of... Off? Yes, Off. Maybe we could do a kind of Zachary kind of thing where there's a mask. Because no one has, like, normal eyes, do they? Maybe it's more difficult than I thought. Also, none of these search results are what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. It's got its own wiki. Of course it does. How would you do this? I don't... How do you even copy this art? I don't know. I feel like they would have a kind of Elson sort of vibe. I don't know if this is going to be successful, but I want to try. That's the aim here. The rest of them have been relatively straightforward in my mind. This one feels a bit more... off, if you'll pardon the expression. Hang on. Might be able to cheat this. There you go. It looked like I took the time to colour it all in, but I didn't. Here's the thing, do I go for the art style of the game, or do I go for the art style that the game invokes? The art style of the game is very rough. We'll try and go for it. What is off? You feel like you're missing something. It's a game. It's quite an old game at this point. It was made by a guy, and it's weird. Yeah, it's very strange, and it's one of those games where it's like, if it were any neater, and if it were any more like polished, it probably wouldn't be as good. There's something very specific about its peculiarity. And its oddity. We'll give him a cute little friend. Yeah, I don't know how successful this one's gonna be in terms of what it's trying to do. And like all of the art is like pencil sketches, with no attempt to hide that it's pencil sketches. How did it do this? There is some good art in it, but you then find out that that art was not made by the person who made the game. It was made by their friend. Yeah, the temptation is to do something that's in the kind with the feel of it, but better, if that makes sense. Like there's a couple of things about the art style that are like, a lot of it's so crude, and then you come across something which is oddly realistic and it's quite off-putting. So I don't know whether to do that. Also, I don't have no idea what sort of pose they're going to be in. But there's no tips in Little Nightmares. Yes, that's a game completely without language, which is pretty cool. I'm going to kind of nick that idea. Yeah, I'm clearly going for a slightly neater style. My personal tastes are a bit more desiring of neatness, and that is a flaw. Especially when trying to do something like this. Okay, we'll just keep it in the feel. What was that noir style game we played? Murder mystery where everyone was in masks. Oh, yes. Sexy Brutale. That would have to design their own mask. Would just be a scarf, I guess. There's the helper gnomes. True, but they don't say anything. I'm nicking these shoes from one of the bosses. One of the characters in the game. Sort of go up to the waist. Yeah, not the most successful, but, you know. Tell you what, let's go full on thematic. If you've not played the game, this won't make an awful lot of sense. There's a hand in there somewhere. Just a bit of smoke as well. Thank you. Yes, were there any tips in that? Yeah, there was like the marquee invites you to the celebration in the ball or whatever it was. West of Loathing, I can knock that one out pretty quickly. That's about right. Yeah, it's not rough enough, this is the problem. Just avoid doing hands. Get a bit of smoke. Yeah, I feel like they should have a little jacket over this. Tip doesn't look right in just a shirt. They're out in the elements. They've got to wade through the sea of meat. It's the first of the 4 elements, don't you know? Also, would they have the... I don't know. They're wearing a tie, but the shirt's not tucked in. It's fine. Yeah, how do you do an imitation in the style of a game that doesn't have consistent artwork? Who knows? We didn't find out today, that's for sure. Hang on, how about... Yeah, that could work. He says, still doing it. Meat. It's fine. Sea of meat. It's the first of the 4 elements. There's meat, metal, smoke, and plastic, I think. No, plastic is the 5th one. What's the other one? Can't remember what the other one is now. Yeah, I don't know if this reads as an off drawing, but I quite like it in its own weird, janky way. Probably would have helped if I did smoke in the style they do it, but whatever. I'm being a lot softer with the brush than they do. Softer with the pencil. There you go. Oh no, he's adorable. I want him to live on your desktop. I mean, take whatever screenshot you want. Yeah. One who knows the power of the bean. Give him a turtle friend. Are there turtles in West of Loathing? I haven't really seen much of West of Loathing, it must be said. Saw a bit of it on SSS. A bit of it somewhere else. It seemed alright. I remember enjoying it about as much as I enjoyed West of Kingdom of Loathing, which was fairly. And then you're like, right, cool, I need to take a break from this, and then you forget about it. You like the sideways horse in the game? I can draw that. All I need to do is attempt to draw a normal horse. Yeah. One of the classes in Kingdom of Loathing involves turtles. Okay. I know there's like a Beanomancer or something. But, yeah. Kingdom of Loathing, West of Loathing. Been a while since I played Kingdom of Loathing. Okay, I'll keep it in the style. Right, well, that went better than I thought it would. A couple of stops and starts here and there, but, you know, we designed... Oh, that's opening doodle. We designed a tip. We had fairy tip. We have root tip. We have XCOM tip. We have Murderval tip. We have Pockman tip and Gobble. Little Gobble over there. Not a tip, just a Gobble. Off tip and Weast of Loathing. Weast of Tipping, more like. Anywho, enough of that. There's 2 hours, I know. So yeah, that went quite nicely. It was pleasing. Thanks for coming along. Has the music ended? No. Okay, good. Yeah. Hope your goblin drawing's going okay and you're looking after your hand. I hope whatever Chibi's doing, it's good. It sounds good. I hope classes get settled down, Ragdoll. I hope you sort your characters out, Dark. Sound for the end. Hi. I've been talking this whole time. Believe it or not. Yeah. And never once did I say a compliment about you. Not once. Yeah. Hi. How's it going? I know. I've been talking, I know. We could play some music from off to end. It'll give you an idea of the kind of game it is. Never compliment you. I do my best. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope Tip is now firmly embedded in your mind as something that is malleable enough to fit in any game. Basically all you need is a top hat and a scarf and you're sorted. Hey, the Yunchi mentioned the Welves because now you're learning Welsh accents. Yes! Elves are from Wales. We know this. Elves are Welsh. Anywho, well, you know, it's a skill. You're gonna learn how to use a Welsh accent. Learn how to reproduce a Welsh accent. What do you do with an accent? Speak it, I guess. I know language. I know how words work. You hate Grim Hollow now. Well, our work here is done. So, I hope everyone had a lovely time. I'll eventually work out how to do a Fallout one. I didn't. Still, again. The style's tricky when you don't have a face. But I'll try. So yeah, if you can think of any other games that you want to see Tip in, let me know. Keep them in your back of your brain. I'm sure we'll do one of these again because Tip's a fun time. And Frame Man, stop being jealous. You had a good time occasionally glancing at a stream. I'm glad. I'm glad that I could be here for you to occasionally glance at and enjoy. Enjoy this in whatever format you so desire. That is, it's not for me to decide. Yeah. So thank you for coming along. The next stream we have, the next stream I'm part of, it would probably be Remnant tomorrow on Dark's stream. But here, blink. The next stream we have is Final Fantasy VIII Draw Through. We're carrying on. Oh boy, did I find something even worse about this game today. We're gonna fight more rats. We are. I'm gonna roll into mob exploding barrels. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. So prepare to learn about a plot point which exists in one line of dialogue and then after the game finishes. So you're probably not actually going to learn exactly what it is. But connecting those two things together made me angry. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And there's plenty of other things that are going to happen. We're going to fight Kyle. Dramatic fight with Kyle. And then we're going to fight sorceresses. Copyright. And then we're going to go and do weird things with time. So, yeah. Hi, King Vader. How you doing? Yeah. So, look forward to that. And then more Grim Fandango throughout the week. So yeah, Remnant tomorrow over with Dark and Chib on Dark's channel. And back here for some awful storytelling afterwards. Yeah. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked this little chill stream. And yeah. Spuddy one's a brownish red, not just reddish brown. Good to know. I'll keep it in mind. Have a grand old time, everyone. enjoy yourselves. Enjoy this perfectly sensible music from the game Off. And yeah, I'll see you around. Have a great week. Look after yourselves. Have at least 3 hot chocolates in the week. That's my bare minimum I expect from you. Or none. It's up to you. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.